What is up, guys? Welcome back to a plant garden tour. If you guys have not watched a palm garden tour already, you should probably go watch that one before you watch this one, because this one's just going to go over the plants. No palm trees included, no palm garden included, because that's going to be in a separate video. I'm going to start doing videos like this just based on the plants and palms, so I don't combine it all into one big long video to make y'all bored. I prefer doing it separately because it's easier for me, and it probably will be easier for y'all to watch instead of just like, you know, watching both combined. You know, it must be like a 20-minute video. No one's going to sit there and watch a 20-minute video. So yeah, anyways, let's get started. Here we got a plant that died out. It was some flower plant, rose. I think it was like a rose bush or something that we had in this pot. It died out, didn't make it, because again, if you guys don't know already, we were in Europe for 2 weeks, and yeah, none of these received water for 2 weeks. So yeah, that's because normally it does rain in Houston, Texas, but I was shockingly surprised that it did not rain in 2 weeks. That was very, very, very surprising. And it still hasn't rained since we've came back. So the next time when it starts raining, it's going to rain harder than ever. Here we got two low-bolly pines, smaller versions of these pines over there, smaller versions of those. Seedlings. I didn't buy the seeds or anything, they just grew there. Looking really good. I got the seeds from the ground, I think. I just found them and I just planted them there, and they started growing. So two low-bolly pines. We still got the old two Canadian pines that died they've been dead for a while now. Still haven't removed their trunks. Here we got this unknown plant that I have no idea what it is. I don't know. If you guys know what that plant is, please comment below, because it will really help me a lot. I have no idea what plant that is. Probably a weed, if I know. I don't know. I need to really check up on that, because if it's a weed, I need to remove it instantly. Here we got a sunflower that is wilting. It's not even like alive, or I mean, it's green, but like it's turning all brown, so it's not going to be alive much longer. Beside it, we got an onion garlic plant right there. That's also, that one was doing pretty bad, but then it came back strongly, so that's good. Surprisingly did really well with the drought. I didn't know they were drought tolerant. Here we got another onion garlic plant that also, this one did its worst though. This one used to be much better, but it kind of downfell with the drought, which makes sense, like every other plant did. And beside it, we got a tamarind plant, a tamarind tree. And this is what very well shocked me, because this tamarind tree survived. It's perfectly green. And its other ones right there, like right here, this is also a tamarind tree. And it turned all brown, did not make it at all. So about this one right here, another tamarind tree. It didn't make it. Yeah, it's just the water. They needed water badly, but we couldn't give them water because we were in Europe. We should have set one of those automatic water dispensers with like a water bottle and a Q-tip or something, but I didn't have time for that. So yeah. Here we got some palms that were date palms, whatever. Also survived because drought tolerant, and I know I wasn't supposed to talk about palms, but whatever. Here we got African lilies. These guys, they're coming back, but very weak, as you can tell. These guys used to be much bigger in my old videos. Yeah, these guys used to be way bigger in my old videos, like way bigger. So yeah, I don't know what happened to that. It's kind of a bummer, but yeah. We got an aloe vera, just doing really good. Like, this thing is growing huge, taking over the whole pot. Oh shoot, wasp. And then we got the other plant that's been growing there for a while. I don't know what it's called, but the plant's been doing really well, growing a lot. All the native species of plants that were in here, and then some were in here, and the marigolds, all of those died. They died from drought too. So did the sable palms right here. They also died from drought. This is a Mexican fan palm that died from drought too, a baby one. And these are date palm and our Mexican fan palm. And this big one right here, this big Mexican fan palm, didn't make it either, or it's drying out really fast. And I fed these water already. It's just a matter of time if they'll survive or not. But most of these plants have done decent, but a lot of them have also done really bad. Here we used to have a mango plant, but now we have a sable little palm, I think, a sable palm. We have two avocado trees, and they have survived miraculously. They have done so good. I guess it's drought tolerant or something. The native plant is trying to grow back with the, as you can tell right here, that's a native plant from here. I think it's a native, I'm pretty sure, because I used to plant half. it said it was native to here. But I might be incorrect. I don't know. I need to check again. But it's trying to grow back. As you can see, it died out a lot because of no water. Basically all these plants got pushed back and died out for a bit because no water. Another Mexican fan palm, of course, but it's not a palm garden update, but it still survived. Normally the ones that survive, they're palms or just overall tropical plants. But yeah, so majority of this garden, a lot of it died. I would say it's half and half. Half survived, half died. Pretty fair to say that. So yeah, that was definitely a bummer, but it is what it is. You know, you can't do much about that. Next to it, we got the Musa Bajus, and these guys have grown a lot since I last showed them to you guys. It's been a while. They're almost like half the size of the Musa Baju, the big Musa Baju that we had now. They're coming back stronger than ever. That's great. Yeah, they're looking great. Hope they keep growing, and they get to the size of the main one, hopefully. But it's going to start getting cold soon, so yeah. But I think it'll definitely get to like at least like 2 more feet maybe in growth. I think these guys grow really fast, believe it or not. But yeah, these guys did not get affected at all by the drought. I think there's a bunch of pile of leaves that I need to trim off or get rid of. But I might not just get rid of it because I'm thinking to, because it's messy, but at the same time, like when the cold does come, it provides extra protection towards the trunk and base. So I might not get rid of it because it might help preserve these, even though they'll come back if they die. But yeah, they're doing really good, so that's great. Next to it, we have got this guy. This guy blew up. The Chinese tallow is huge. The last time that I recorded it, it was like probably 1/3 of the size that it is now. That is crazy. This thing is huge, taller than the basketball hoop. The basketball hoop is like at, I don't even know, the hoop is at 8 feet, I think, 8.5. The top of the backboard is probably like 10 foot. So this thing is higher than 10 feet, most likely. Yeah, this thing is way higher than 10 feet for sure. Which is crazy to think about how this guy was a seedling. I don't even, just randomly started growing in my garden, and I was just like, oh, let me just leave it in here. And then what do you know, like 1 to 2 years later, bang, you got this huge tree. And as you can tell, it brings a lot of benefits as providing shade to when people are outside, which is awesome because we all love shade. And it also doesn't bring benefits to like dropping a bunch of leaves, but hey, every tree does that. Well, that's not like the pine tree. I forgot, evergreen. Every non-evergreen tree does that, drops the leaves. But I think these leaves are poisonous to other plants, so that sucks. But it's not like there's any plants living under it or anything. Or maybe there is, but it's not like any plants I really care about. So it's probably like the dog fennel, so I don't really care about that. Dog fennel's a weed that surprisingly it's still alive with this low sun. So yeah, but dog fennel's not doing that good. But I don't really care because it's dog fennel. I don't really care about that. But yeah, this plant is doing awesome. This guy did not care about the drought at all. As you can tell, a lot of leaves are turning yellow and they're dropping. A lot of leaves are dropping everywhere. They're everywhere in the grass. But again, every non-evergreen tree drops leaves. So it's kind of what it is, you know? Here we got a palm tree, never mind. That was a Windmill Palm, by the way, if you guys wanted to know. Here we got a lemon plant. This guy's never produced lemons, but it has came back stronger than ever. Because this whole thing died out at the end of the year, and at the beginning of the year, still dead. It was solid dead for like 5 months. And I thought it was gone for sure because it was not pushing out any new growth in spring, like at all. Like this thing started pushing out its growth like during like probably like middle of summer middle of summer or like beginning of summer, but not the really beginning though, because it started pushing out like probably the middle of summer. It did not push out any new growth in spring, so I thought it was gone for sure. But this thing came back strong, and it's probably going to die again in this year. So yeah, but it still has some life left in it. It died out a lot in the winter, so I hope it survives the next one that's coming towards in a couple months. Here we got the palm garden again. No, we don't need to show that because that's part of the next other video. Some palm trees. But yeah, this guy has done really good. very well. Came back strongly. Here we got the southern liver oak that has always been here. Huge, but at the same time, it hasn't looked like it's changed much, either because I don't really pay attention to it, or it's just in its max size, and it grows, but like not too much, you know, because it's already in its max size. Here we got the southern magnolia, and this thing, I don't know if it's just me, but I think this thing is wilting. I'm not sure, but if you guys think it's wilting too, comment down below. But if you guys start to notice, a lot of the leaves are like turning brown up there, so I think it's a sign of wilting, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like shedding leaves or something, I don't know, or getting rid of some of its leaves. But yeah, to me it seems like it's wilting. It has like some flowers on there too, some old flowers. Ooh, that looks cool. Must have seeds in there or something. Might actually take that to get some seeds. It has some more flowers on here. Oh wow, there's a lot of seeds on here. Well, that's seeds for sure on that flower right there. I'm gonna take some of that. I need some magnolia for sure. I'm getting that after I end this video. Oh my god, I need to plant some of those. Anyways, yeah, but this thing looks like it's wilting. It doesn't look like it's gonna look like, I'm telling you, bro, look at the leaves. Look at that. It's all brown. It's like the tips are brown, everything. It's crazy. And a bunch of brown leaves on the floor, but that's normal. But yeah, it's wilting, I think. Here beside it, we got some bushes that we don't care about. Rose bushes, whatever. The bushes are bushes. No one really cares. But yeah, this thing sadly looks like it's wilting. I'm gonna get some seeds from it before it completely dies out. So I can plant some in my pots to replace the other dead plants that didn't make it. Here we got some more bushes that no one cares about. Probably like rose bushes, some like things, whatever, some grass, or there's some, I don't know, some type of bushes in some way. Dang, you didn't get to see a good angle of that Chinese tallow over there. And that was how they grow. Here we got the orange plant. This one has produced oranges in the past, and this thing also looks like it's wilting. The leaves are closing, the leaves are turning brown. I think this one is wilting as well, but I'm not sure. I don't know why these plants would be wilting. Maybe it's because of the lack of water, because they haven't received water in like 2 weeks. And I don't know if my family has watered them yet, so I need to ask them. And if I ask them and they say they haven't watered it, then it makes sense, because all these are wilting. Southern magnolia, we need to water these soon, or I need to try it. It's just I haven't had time yet. I've been so busy. And like, it's always so hot out here in Houston, Texas. It's like 100 degrees. That's crazy. Like, who's gonna go out in 100 degrees and water that? Like, no, hell no, man. Here we got nothing. This place died. That's dead. Here we got the weed that still comes back after all this time. It's still living. The dog fennel is still coming back stronger than ever. As you can tell, it has degraded a lot over the time, because the dog fennel, if you guys haven't seen my older videos, it used to be all around, like that other half right there was covered in dog fennel, but it definitely has died out a bit. So yeah, I mean, which is good. I mean, because we don't want to have an overpopulating weed, you know. But yeah, and this bit has been probably a couple of the stems have been dying off too, probably due to the lack of water as well. The sea grape didn't take it too personally. It is doing really good. Almost all green, no like brown at all, no brown tips, nothing. It's all green, literally. Wow, it's done really well. Surprised this thing is still alive. Here we got the Eastern Red Sadar, and unfortunately this guy's a goner. It's very brown, died out. I have no idea why, because this thing it was so big. It was like taller than the fence, and then it randomly one day started turning brown, and it just browned out to death. So I don't know what happened, but yeah. And it was not due to the lack of water. This was way before before we went on vacation and stuff. This was like, I'm talking like 2 months ago. No, on my channel like 4 months ago, it was turning brown. Like, I made a video about it, I think, the zone of death or something. But yeah, that thing died out, so there's no point trying to save that. But yeah, garden update. This is a summer garden, end of summer garden update. It's been rough, man. The plants have been through a rough time. They've seen better times, and I will try to help them out. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, peace.